Hello and welcome. Well, it's been a while since I've done a bike video, but I thought this might be a good time to do one. I took a few hours this morning and I raided my parts bin and I took an old frame that I had and I built this bike up for my church's upcoming Christmas festival and sale. It's a little bit of a fundraising thing to raise money for the needy, and I thought I'd give you a quick rundown on what I ended up with here. Now I want to preface this by saying that nothing on this bike is new, not a single item. It all came out of my parts stash. To begin with, the frame is from an EVO Vantage 5.0. Some of you may recognize this frame from 5 or 6 years ago. I bought it when I was about to retire, and I decided to build myself a retirement reward bike, in a manner of speaking. And I did have some fun doing that. It started out as a drop bar road bike, and then I turned it into a flat bar hybrid bike, and then I stripped it for parts and used them for other builds, and well, the poor old frame just sat in my shed for several years gathering dust and cobwebs. So I put it back together. These are the brakes that I originally got for it. They were made by Tektro, but they were not branded. Doesn't matter, they work just fine. The wheels are Sta Tru's front and rear that I bought from my local bike shop. I think I paid like $100 a piece for them back then. It has a Freewheel, and I've got a Shimano Mega Range on it, 7-speed. The derailleur is an old Shimano STX. It was the only 7-speed derailleur I had, and oddly enough, it worked. Imagine that. Shimano and Shimano compatible. The rims are double wall alloys, aluminum. The tires are Chow Yang. They've got 1 season on them. Those are the tires that came with my Hyper Spin Fit Mark 1. I say that because I've had 2 that personally own. Like I said, they've got 1 season on them. Perfectly good tires, no reason not to use them. And also Sta Tru, made in the USA, or assembled in the USA. I'll take it. Again, these are the calipers that were on the bike when I built it the first time. The handlebar is a 690 millimeter unit. I think these came off my, let me think. I know it's getting harder as I get older. Yeah, it came off my Schwinn AL Comp. The stem, I honestly didn't measure it. It looks like maybe 500-600, something like that. That came off an old specialized road bike that I bought for parts, and so it filled its function. Got a nice little bell. These ergonomic grips are Charge brand. They came from Dick's Sporting Goods years ago. The brake levers, left and right, are Avid or Avid, depending upon your preference. Nothing fancy, but they're all alloy and they work just fine. Well, get my front and back together here. There we go. Oh, what else? That top tube cap, I don't know where that came from. I had it for years in one of my parts drawers. Got a Shimano Rapid Fire. Anyway, Shimano 7-speed shifter, and it works just fine with the old STX and the Mega Range. Again, Shimano. Oh my gosh, they're compatible. Who would have thought? That's the seat stem and the snafu saddle that originally came on my Hyper Urban. These were left over after I upgraded the Urban, which I really like that bike. That got me through a tough spot when I was having some back issues too. So, not really a lot more to say about this bike. I had a fun few hours this morning, killing some time, putting it together. Had to overcome a couple of fitment obstacles, but that's what happens sometimes when you're using parts that were not necessarily meant to go together. And now I gotta take this into the church for the Christmas fair. And oh, almost forgot the other end of the drivetrain. Got an IXF 1x crankset with external bearings, and I already had the bearings on the bike from its original build. It's got a 32 tooth narrow wide chainring, and the chain is an 8-speed that I had kicking around in one of my parts boxes. Gave it a good cleaning and lube. Now it's set to go. And the pedals, this goes way back. These pedals were from my Specialized rock hopper when I bought it back in 2019. Now those were not meant to be mountain bike pedals, obviously. It's what the bike shop had kicking around to put on just so I'd have something to try it with. And yeah, I replaced those really quickly with a set of Rock Bros mountain bike pedals. But I think these flats would be good for kicking around town, which is more or less what I think this bike would be best at. With the mega range on the Freewheel, it can do some moderate hills, I'm sure. So I guess this build is pretty much ready to be rehomed. And if you enjoyed it, I hope you did, please consider liking and subscribing. I hate to sound needy, but it helps, you know. And my plan now that I'm back on top of things is to do at least one bike-related video a month. I've been doing a video a month in the interim on Arnold, the Willis Jeep you see in the background here. If you're interested in Arnold's story, go check out my page for the Jeep. It's the Ain't Got No Garage. Ain't got no, one word. And as you can see, I ain't got no garage, so work on the Jeep is kind of stalled. Get it? Jeep, stalled, vehicle. Anyway, hope you had fun. Goodbye and have a wonderful day.